I'm Adrian Brown. I'm a Ngunnawal man. I was born in Queanbeyan, just over the border of ACT, and quite fortunate now to be working with ACT Parks and Conservation Service as the Campfire Ngunnawal Country Ranger. We have a shed here at the depot where we store all our cultural tools and stuff that we take out on our tours. A lot about coolamans and shields, so we've got some bark here that we can make some coolaman shields. These were a project that we done for the Inside Out Forum. They were centerpieces for the table at the forum. I've been with Parks now for a bit over 10.5 years. I've had lots of experiences in that 10.5 years, so I've had many jobs, from cleaning toilets, public facilities, to now running cultural tours and cultural mentoring as well.
Yeah, so when you're out in the bush, it's good to be looking around at all the different plants. This plant is actually good for soap. So when we're out doing a bit of work in the bush or chopping up a bit of the meat from the kangaroo, it's good to have this to wash your hands after you're done. So what I'll do is I'll just get a few of the leaves from up the top here. We want the fresh ones. So what I'll do now is I'll just give a few more. I'll give them a bit of a scrunch. If you just give me a bit of water.
Yeah, right.
And you can see now, and even here, that is really elaborating up into a good soap. So there you go, that's our bush soap. Yeah, it just smells like a nice woody smell, hey? But you just give me a bit of a rinse.
And what do you call it again, sorry?
This is the black wattle. This is the black wattle, but we call it our bush soap.
Yeah.
You can see how clean it's made my hands.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So it's a natural soap.
It's a real good natural soap. And it's good, it's got lots of antiseptics in it as well, so it's good for cleaning. So sores and things like that, it'll clean those. It's also good for bush tucker as well, because the women would actually come out and collect a lot of this seed. You can see here some of the seed. This is an old seed, but in springtime when it sets, the women will come out and they'll collect that seed and grind it and make it into a flour, and then that's how we make our bread. So most of our plants that we get in the bush, you'll notice that they have at least 2 or 3 uses. The plant's not just one use, there's many things behind them, and we need to know that knowledge of how to maintain them.
Yeah.
So this is just another wattle seed. It's black wattle, and this, you can see here, they're black, you know, they're really dark seeds, but the timber's like a really dark wood, and all this seed was collected by the women, and they were grinding this to make, you know, like simple bread out of it. In having the seeds, you're also learning about the cultural uses of those plants as well. So you're not just propagating a seed, you're learning about its cultural value to a community, you know, so lots to learn from those.
My name's Crystal. I grew up in Taree, which is on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. I'm a Warramai woman, so I also have connections to the Biripi and Warramai clans within the Manning Valley region and also the Foster region as well. So this is our native geranium. This is a really good bush tucker when you're out in the bush. So when you're out in the bush, you look for this leaf type, and you know underneath there that there's going to be tubers, and tubers are a really good staple food source. So when you're out in the bush, you have to know what you're looking for, because there's different leaf types. You can get mixed up with something that can look a bit similar. So it's good to have that local knowledge of what you're looking for. Also, you can use these in a salad, and also you can use them as a mouthwash as well. So this is a really good bush tucker.
Yeah, how you going? My name's Kai Barrett, and I work at Timberbilla Nature Reserve. I'm a GSO, and GSO stands for General Service Officer. I love the work I do. I also do the Indigenous talks. So what a General Service Officer does, he just maintains the park. Just looks after it, makes sure it's all nice and neat. Yeah, so I love my job. It's great. Here we got the bracken fern kids. Bracken fern's a really good medicine, bush medicine. So if you ever get bitten by a jumper-ant or something like that, you know, they're only little black jumper-ants that jump like that. So here we got the bush medicine. So a jumper-ant bite can stay with you for a number of days, you know. But if you know the medicine, you can get rid of the sting just like that. So I'll pull out a bit of the root, because that's where all the bush medicine is. Give it a little bit of hit, get rid of all that dirt. As you can see, I've got a nice big long root out there. And what we do with that, we just break that up. And within that root, you got a lot of moisture. And all that sticky sap in that root, that's your bush medicine. So there's been ways of where we've crushed it down and use it like that if you've got a rock, but if you're just out in the bush and you get stung on the leg, it's just good to grab one of these and break them up with your hands and get all that sap and you rub that into your wound. But you can also use it as like a band-aid. You could wrap it around your finger. If you get bit on the finger, you can wrap it around and leave it on there for a number of hours or something like that, and that should get rid of the sting. So it's a really good bush medicine, you know. The best one I know.
Just up here we've got some gear for our youth program. So we've got pants and other things, and just some boots, because we do take the kids out on country and do a little bit of weeding and things like that. So we just look after their OH&S while they're out with us.
I'm Jake and I'm a General Service Officer too, and yeah, I just clean up and maintain land and then do Indigenous talks too. Well, this is the Lamandra here. There's a few uses, but I'm going to tell you two. One is energy source, you suck on the white bit at the end here, and the other one's a waving thing for the women. Yeah, it's a very useful plant.
Okay, so we've got two plants here. This one's the Lamandra longifolia, and we also got the Tasmanica. So you can see they've got two different leaf types, but they have similar uses. So we use this plant for weaving, and we also use that one for weaving as well. Also the Dianella, it grows a blue purpley berry, and we crush it up, and that's used for a dye to dye our weaving. So when we're looking for to harvest these, we want to look for the greeny kind of plants like this, the new shoots. So you can see that greeny one there. So we want to pull that out, and that comes out easier. So what we do with these now, we want to dry them out for a couple of months. And when they all dry out, we want them to get nice browny colour, and then they're ready to weave with.
The girls have got a lot more of their weaving stuff in the bag, so you can see the raffia that they use when they don't have enough of the natural materials. You know, one day we could be here making some of those boomerangs and things and spears, then the next day out doing one of the tours, and then maybe the next day going and collecting some more of those resources again. So making sure that we've got plenty of that stuff to keep maintaining what we're doing.
So this is the Hanging Rock Shelter, and for thousands of years my people, the Ngunnawal people, have been coming here to do ceremony, and a lot of that ceremony was trade, marriage and initiation. So a lot of initiation was done here at Tibimbilla as well. So young people like yourselves were brought here and taken up into the mountains and taught different laws. So some of those laws were about land management and how you would go back into your community and then look after that country. So one of you might have been given a kangaroo to look after, and the other person might have been given the responsibility of the grass parrot to look after. But these two animals are actually married, hey? They're married through grass. So if the kangaroo's eating too much grass, what happens to the grass parrot?
He dies.
He dies, doesn't he? So that's how people managed country in the old days. So through that management and looking at what was going on, they can say there's too many kangaroos, and they take some kangaroos to create a balance. So that's what people were doing when they were coming to areas like this, and those are the types of things that they were discussing. And then we got some of the catering, because a lot of the tours that we do catering. So
we've got all that set up, just ready to chuck into the trailer, and then pull up on the site, and we can offer people a cup of tea, some damper, Johnny cakes.
Yeah, so this is our Pragmites. It grows around wetlands and rivers, and it has a few uses. So one is it grows all these seeds here, and that can be ground up to make flour. And also a woman from down the south coast, she showed me that you can make necklaces out of these. And so it's got all these different segments here, and you just break them off at different points, and inside it's already got a hole which you can thread through with stringy bark that you made out of string. So you get a beautiful bracelet or a necklace in the end. So it's a really good one to know.
This is a ant's nest. It's easy to just look at one of these and walk past it, but my people have been using these for thousands of years, and they use it as a long-range weather forecaster. And the way to look at that is by looking at what the ant is actually putting on there. If the ant's putting on lots of black material or lots of twigs, it means that it's going to be very cold, so they're trying to attract heat with the black and insulate with the sticks. The opposite in summer, if it's going to be a really, really hot summer, they'll put lots of the white and lots of the quartz stone on top of the nest to reflect, and then it reflects the heat and cools down inside. So by looking at these guys, we can predict what sort of season we're in for.
We've got some art and paints in here, and these are our little face painting kits. So when we go out, we do a little bit of face painting as well.
So here, kids, we got a bit of ochre. Ochre's very, very special to the Aboriginal people. Certain colours mean certain things. So here I'm just going to paint a bit of ochre on you today. Looks good.
That's the welcome you on country. So you're part of us now. Hey. Market ceremony is all about getting the spirits from where you come from and telling them to go away and letting our spirits come and talk to you, so that then you're looked after when you're out in the bush.
Yeah, we're really working hard on building better relationships with our community and our elders and even our youth to make sure that they still have the opportunity to maintain their cultural connection to a place, because now a lot of the sacred sites are kept behind locked gates. So I feel that's our job, to get our people back out there and be able to touch those rocks, touch that ground, touch those trees, and just be part of that landscape again, because I think that as Aboriginal people we need to touch on that we need to be on country to work out who we actually are as Aboriginal people.